so many Yoru flashes, but these KO flashes are deadly on this map. The way you're able to find the angles, find the lines, you don't see this flash coming. So Zipto, they better be ready.
And Anacilia holding on to her own, but now Alkia goes walkabouts. The knife gives the info, but in fact the big swing gives the info first. Zipto opening pick, and well, the menace of the previous pistol round over on Abyss, the 4K Sheriff Queen, has already been taken out of the equation.
It's definitely not going to be easy trying to hold on to this control. The bait being made to try and make them not look in the direction of GX. She's done some damage. Rotation coming in for support, but Anacilia trying to hold the line. Glance battling and brawling, and a low HP couple of players, but it's going to be left on to Saphia. The advantage sitting with Zipto, and so does the time.
Oh, this fight is everything for Saphia with low HP left on Yuumi. That could have decided it, but Capricious comes ahead with a 1-0 start.
Shaky in the middle. Of course, they got the early start on the previous map as well. It didn't do too much, and they took some casualties in a round like this, but Yuumi in and out. All right, so Zalkia, I guess. Didn't take her long to get back onto the scoreboard, but they've taken a lot of damage in response. The main worry, though, is how many weapons are in for Zipto. This is less of a normal bonus round. I believe that the other weapon was also an outlaw, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so they had 5 rifles in this round.
Every little helps for KC. Damage is going to be felt with reinvestments from Zipto and already one player down, but it looks like no more will fall. Khan with a great opening there on middle, and 2-0 start for Zipto that, look, it's not nearly as costly as it could have been.
They lose themselves. Look, there you go.
I'm more concerned about Alkia and where she's gotten off to. Already pushed all the way down, and of course, that's going to be opening pick onto Capricious from right behind the trap wire. Spike down, held by Alkia, but they've lost GX in the meantime. And this attempt to push down middle, well, I was going to say it's not going to work out because there's so many players from Zipto, but now there's so many bodies left on the floor. And Anacilia joins the dead as a 3v2 in play, and Zipto, they still have a chance, but they need to get that spike back. And it's going to be a big problem having to cross back on middle here. I doubt that Safi is going to be nice enough to put the wall up, but... Oh, inside the smoke! That's a big risk from Alkia. And now it's down to a 1v2.
This was one of the issues, was in the last map, Zipto were failing to punish these aggressive plays. Well, somewhat bonus round to pull out a victory, unless, similarly to the pistol, Saphia can try and win a 1v2.
Hasn't been put up just yet. Might be played reactionary as Saphia already spotted. Snake bite, that's not fully covering that angle either. Grahams can still sneak through. 16 HP. If that had full coverage, it gets a little risky, but
they were able to get away with a lot of plays where they already had a massive advantage, same level of aggression, taking that early space, but their opponents, Zipto, are hightailing it forward. Anacilia into the smoke is going to at least get an early trade, but she has lost her bucket.
Saphia flies under the radar in the corner, shoots the decoy, and then the Yoru as Yuumi goes down. Saphia will finally fall, but GX topples the rest of the totem. That is a MasterCard thrifty from KC.
Well, KC, they're on the board. It's not the round we expected them to get onto the board, but they will take that recovery. And already Saphia clearly feeling it. The push down mid again. Already having a player advantage is a bit of a risk. Paiti has spotted an opponent and expects the reswing. Glance is gone, but Alki is actually still going. Scary. Wow. Alki just about gets away with that one.
Crazy reactions on that play. And Safi is here playing off the swing of Anacilia, but then goes in when the smoke pops, and they have just dominated this round. Saphia with a 3K after the double kill with the Sheriff that basically got them certainly the leg up, maybe even the round in the previous, where they start to sweat again.
This is you, bro.
Player push deep into middle. Can hold for those rotations, and it's not going to be checked. As said, this is a position they've been able to punish quite heavily so far this game, and Paiti's done well on her lurks to make sure that is the case. Saphia's timing not the best, but does at least trade 1 for 1. But that's an extra gun that can be retrieved. Piety already managing to find the major warriors the time, but they will be able to get that plant in with nobody able to deny.
Sees as well, Anacilia caught in the net will eventually pop out that ultimate big swing coming through. Damage done already, but Graham's down, but Piety quickly trading it back, although she falls and leaves just one standing, not for long. KC, 3-3 now. They have climbed right back into this and demolished the lead that Zipto had just moments ago. That's exactly what they're doing. Already found her. But Alki is going to delay them. Looking now to get a little bit aggressive as the Nightfall comes into play. The players are main flanked up on his GX, pops the ult, gets a double, but somehow Zipto stabilized. The decay starting to fade as Yuumi up top and third in the round already. This was looking like KC had snuffed out the flame of Zipto. But still, the spark was there until Glance comes in. A blaze on the other side as KC 4-3 take the lead with a Red Bull clutch.
Yuumi take it over, and then 2 bullets. Yeah, honestly, valid. Like it's a round
to look for this fight. I love this idea, allowing them to dump their utility and then trying for the battle. But the problem is they might not need the utility. Glance is here looking for the battle up close and a third kill. In a matter of seconds, the round is over. A literal blink and you miss it. It only takes a glance. It's 5-3 for KC.
An awful human being. Nonetheless, again, a lot of what Zipto have been able to do in the rounds they've won have been punished the aggression. It's GX to be, but I feel like GX is a lot of the time the one being punished. Likes to get aggressive. Well, Glance knows where Piety is. She's done well, and actually sets up Graham's for a trade at a big advantage once again, but don't go counting any chickens.
But in a 4v2, the numbers by their side, the wall towards the connector to stop that mid-rotation, the flank being watched here. And the thing is, Khan doesn't necessarily want to win this fight. She certainly doesn't want to lose it, but spotting them is all that she wants, because you have that sonic sensor behind as well. So the second that they look to swing that angle to fight you, they should be going down. Certainly will be stunned, and there you go. Exactly according to plan for Khan. Very nicely played, and a MasterCard thrifty for Zipto as a result. This game is far from gone. 4 rounds on the board. How much more can they get with 3 left to play for?
I think this is the moment where Smart 7 is going to take a break with the team and sort of say, like, look, okay. And with Dimensional Drift, instead, their plan is to try and push Safia out of this pit.
They've done that. Unfortunately, there's a bodyguard there. Anacilia with the surveillance catches them. They will let the pit go down, not risking running back into it, and it's the right call with the advantage already theirs. And look at the map control GX is holding. This is a corner that they'll need to clear. With the Viper wall just going down, they should assume that players are further back. It's a beautiful bait! The spray, though! Oh, there's no need for a replay on that one. Alkia under pressure now, falling back as the numbers in favor for Zipto. They've even caught Alkia. She's stuck in the ground, stuck in the mud, but gets 2. Zipto will get the plant out of this, but the retake attempt from Anacilia and Safia all comes down to this first fight, and it will be Piety that wins it. Now there's a safe ground, a safe haven for this squad to hold.
Flash gives the game away. Operator holding on the corner, and that will be enough. Graham's ready for that fight. Scoreline will be equalized.
They've denied the early control, and that's going to get a push elsewhere. Again, they're waiting for it. Khan just holding patiently, but it's Anacilia to win the fight.
Yeah, they've had these advantages before, though. Glance going to make sure that they are slow to spam shot. GX again. Caught out trying to be aggressive. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left.
And now back into an even scenario. Glance in the corner with a crossfire, needs to do well here and has a little bit of support, but now completely blinded. Graham's with another. It's left. Onto the Grim Reaper of the last map. Alkia isn't expected in the corner, and the spam almost does enough. Switches over to a second gun and just spams the smoke, expecting Graham's to be there. They're going to have nightmares about Alkia tonight.
Happening through the spawn, but the re-aggression after being pushed back on middle and kind of boxed Zipto into this A push.
Oh, Anacilia under pressure, though. No command in place, so they're just going to have to dry swinger. Do manage to trade. Pretty quick rotation already in from GX, a slightly more passive position than what we've seen in the last few rounds, waiting for the timing on the swing of her teammates. Graham's with a chance, but will fall. However, the trade backs are immediate. Glance now trying to do what she can. Puts it into the 1 versus 1. Already. Her opponent knowing Con's ult doesn't connect. Can she find the shot instead? It's a chance once again, and this time Con will take it home. A 6-6, a deserved one it feels, as this is about as close as a map could get.
With this agent, the Waylay getting in and the ability to get out of there. We've already seen the refract used on the defensive side, and there it is. Point of contact, and Anasilia with the trade off the information. But of course, Alkia gets out of there with 18 HP. The refract so useful, and this is going to initiate their lurk through mid. The Prowler, though, will spot Safia.
Yeah, good work from Capricious. That was a gap that could have caused problems if it wasn't quickly sealed. Now, a lot of tagged up players already, but one of them, it's 18 HP, but she still managed to take one to the grave with her. This leaves 2 standing. That double senti that I'm sure they would have hoped was pushed into. It's definitely going to be quite a bit tougher. Now, there is a fair amount of utility still available. The wall, possible to put down. The other is a sensor, which I don't know how useful that's going to be. Piety, though's done well, but bear in mind, Glance was already low, and the remaining 2 were just waiting for that swing to come in. KC will claim the lead, at least for now, but
decides to destroy it instead, keeping them worried about connector. It looks like more presence towards that connector, embedding Grains there early. But Safia is on fire. Nice shot onto Capricious to start this one off.
Sheriff might be her gun.
No. Okay, Piety's the one to get it. That was good. That was great game sense.
I like how they were fighting for the Sheriff, but who gets to take it? Could be a problem, and that's what Zipto can hope for. This is a close enough game that doing damage has its value.
Calm with a chance for it. Sonic sensor active too late.
Spike planted.
Although GX down to 20 with the regen shields a little healthier. Further damage is going to be difficult to come by. You look at the Sheriff in Heidi's hands, is probably having the best of chances as that flash blinds both easily, and Yumi,
right, okay.
Right click just as strong as ever, good to see. That's going to be a Spectre recovered, which, you know, in the old days I wouldn't quite care to comment on, but does give Yumi a chance, even on range, to make this a little bit more costly.
I think the remainder are almost just trying to let the time do the
One
job,
enemy
but
remaining.
well, eventually once one player is distracted, the others can swing from above rather than shooting it. Like just making it seem like, oh, they've been caught up by something. Now they double back towards Fighty, but she's under some serious pressure. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Capricious, though, makes that one look easy. Early advantage picked up for Zipto.
Spike planted.
Spike will go down. I'm also looking at GX in the spawn, hearing the steps of Yumi. Gun, it's pulled out. Not again. No, this time. She corrects in time. And now Alkia adding another to the pile of bodies that's starting to build up. Graham's does well, but it's Glance with a double trade. And now Piety. 3 to find, and they are giving her absolutely nothing. The protocol's on point, a crossfire being created. She's managed one, but the other 2 players are just sitting back, waiting for her to try and tap this spike. There'll be another layer to this as the swing out, and well, it's a nice shot connected, but that was all just bait from GX to waste her time. It is KC now with their 9th, and a bonus round victory at that.
9-6, double digits being sought after, and it's going to be a weak buy from Zipto. The Sheriff's in hand, and KC really playing that last round beautifully, the push and pull, but this round's a different story. They were making noise on B main, they were drawing the eye, but Safia able to double up. It was a risk.
She's just taken A, by the way. She's all the way through.
It was a risk to take this fight. You know, if the pistols take you down, then they get a rifle, they get an upgrade. But instead, 3 kills for Safia, an easy rotational catch for Glance, and well, Piety all alone. This is only a Sheriff buy for Zipto, so it's so-so at best, but double digits for KC, 4 in a row to start this half, 10-6, 3 away from closing out not just the map, but the series as well. For Zipto, this is do or die really coming into the next round. That's the thing. They've spotted these players come up on mid. If noise is made towards this A site, this could be a freebie for GX. She's had a couple of rough sprays so far, but look at this corner. She's dodged the Prowler in the spawn as well. GX is the best position. This was just cleared seconds ago, but the Prowler went right past her. She is behind them, and they are none the wiser but capricious. The spidey senses were tingling, and she's caught the player behind.
A little bit of body spam as well, just as almost like a, yeah, I caught you. The knife's going to help them out a little bit. Con's utility is on offline, but Piety, on the other hand, was able to dodge that and now waits patiently on the edge. I think the net also making things a little bit more awkward. Saphia just trying to find a spot to actually plant this spike, but it is a full push back in to make sure they deny her. No space garnered. Alkia needs to be a hero. Now Saphia is all that remains. 7 seconds. As long as they don't all face her, it shouldn't be a problem, but they'll clear her before anything else can be done. Solid round from Zipto.
Zipto on the way back, but plenty of credits there for KC. And look, in the same position as last round, GX says it was so good, I'll do it again. It didn't find a reward in the previous, but it will this time. Yumi's TP'd into spawn and said, how the hell is GX here? And now Con under so much pressure. These players are coming out from every inch of this B site as the TP's faked out by GX, and they walk right into her. Piety all alone, a 1v4, and how quickly this round has crumbled by GX, doing the exact same thing as last round. In fact, telegraphing it even more so with the ulti.
To play as an IGL.
Let's go!
Certainly that heat map is going to be confusing for anyone that hasn't watched the game. How did she get there? But maybe Zipto are going to be asking that question a lot. Obviously in the last it was obvious, the others not so much. Saphia had a lot of success over towards A main, but this time she will be shut down. And it's what we've talked about before. The pistols finding kills and taking those rifles, but I mean, there's no way Grahams gets anything more than that done. Yumi with the only rifle is miles away, but Piety's about to find another, a 2v3. And for Zipto, a chance to deny KC 5 chances to close not just the map, but the series.
Spike planted.
Maybe they expect one from above. The second would be interesting. Just a slight whiff will give it over, and then an immediate swing out from GX to make sure it doesn't go any further.
5 chances now to lock this down. Oh my goodness, a reveal, beautifully positioned. Alkia finding a second. And from here, Zipto, they see their hopes fade, the spark dying out down on that stage, but they need a hero, and Anacilia's watching the backlines, cutting them down to size as the blue wall stands strong and looks unbreakable. Zipto put their hopes in Piety. On site, holding, dodging the Prowler, but spotted and blinded. Up it ends with a 3K from Alkia, a 13-7 from KC, and a dominant start to their story here in Seoul.
Yeah, the question came with this team after having a quieter performance in the final stage of EMEA. After winning the first 2, it was whether or not we are going to see the best of them, and I think we're definitely getting a pretty solid showing here. It doesn't seem to have bothered Zipto too much, so obviously still another chance. Not out of this tournament just yet, but that was definitely a display from the side of KC, and especially talking about Alkia, ended up as the top fragger